Okay, so when it comes to measuring a shower pan for your towel ready system, a lot of times you're not going to want to tear out your existing bathroom and then order the pan. This could take a week or so to get in if you get a stock size. So you want to kind of order all this stuff. I always tell the client, I want you to have everything ordered before I get there, including all the tile, the vanities, all the accessories, have everything there so that I can just get to work and get the job done efficiently. Going back and forth never really works out in my favor. It always costs me a lot of time. So when you go out to look at a job, now this is all new construction. So this really made it easy for this because I just basically knew what size pan I was going to install and I basically framed it accordingly. Now I did leave myself a little bit of room. So the one thing about the towel ready pan is you can see these backsplashes on here. So this is basically a sealed board that's all the way incorporated, sealed into the pan. So, if you get a 54-inch pan, which this is, it's going to be 54 inches on the dot. So I would not recommend framing your walls to be 54 inches exact because it could be really problematic to slide this into place, and you don't want to be fighting it or pushing too much on it. This is made out of, a pretty thick foam, but you don't want to be hammering it into place. You want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room. You want to be able to also collapse the ridges of the thin set when you install it. So what I did in this particular situation was make it 54.5 inches. So what I'm going to do, since I have drywall that I'm trying to match up on this side, I'm going to butt the back end of my shower pan straight up against this wall. And then since this is a partition wall, I'm going to shim this out in order to meet the pan. Because I could afford to bring this out, half inch, whatever it takes. I can actually bring this out and make this wall a little bit thicker and meet up with the pan. So I made it 54.5 inches. That made it really easy. Now, if you had a existing tub, most of the time you're going to have existing tile or you're going to have a surround on the installation. What my recommendation is to try to measure to the drywall or plaster side of the wall. So try to get beyond where the tile is and measure your opening. All shower pans and tubs, I should say, are going to be pretty much universal. You can't really order a custom sized tub. So if you have any measurement between 57 and 60 inches between the drywall and the other drywall, that's going to be a 60-inch tub. So you'll be able to order a 60-inch wide towel ready pan and be able to make that work. A lot of times if it's plaster, it could be 3/4 of an inch thick, but they still had to get that tub in that was 60 inches. So like I said, if it's 57, if you measure from tile to tile and it's 57 inches, you're still going to get a 60-inch pan and you're going to be able to make this work. Especially when it's old plaster, because when it's old plaster, it's much thicker, so you actually have more room in between the space than you actually need. That's actually very common in old homes. You actually end up having to shim out both walls in order to fit evenly with the pan. Now the depth, you're going to really want to kind of pay attention to that. Now if you're in an alcove like this, you're going to want to give yourself a couple of inches outside of it. You don't want to have your shower pan basically right to the edge of the wall because it'll be tough to finish the edge of your curb. You basically be having tile coming outside of your partition wall. So if you have a tub that was, like the alcove was 37 inches, I would probably go with a 34-inch pan. Give yourselves a couple inches outside of that. So you might be shrinking the actual shower size by doing that, but you want to give yourself a couple of inches. Now, a lot of bathrooms, it's basically a 5x8 bathroom, and so the entire room is the width of the tub. So that usually isn't a problem. You can usually get the 32-inch tub, but you just want to pay attention to the distances between your toilet. If it's next to your tub, make sure that you're within 15 inches. If it's smaller than that, you're going to end up being a little bit beyond what code allows for the distances between fixtures. So pay attention to that as well. It's always great to have a big shower, but you also want to be able to use the other parts of your bathroom as well. So I'll leave a diagram down below of what basically you want to keep your distances at to fit. But you can always reach out to Towel Ready or myself with a question and a picture of your exact situation, I'm usually, I'm more than happy to help gauge what you might need. But if you're getting something, a custom shower that's like 44 inches, yeah, you're gonna have to end up custom ordering something to fit that space. But definitely check out Towel Ready. I mean, you'll see how many different pan systems is. It really is kind of amazing how many different sizes they have they configure for your space.